Greetings, mortals, I am the fallen Shogun of most of the Who's, and indeed today is Epic Fantasy Battle Simulator, as you can see by the numbers in the top left. It is quite epic. This is a fantasy battle game where you put down the troops into up to 8 teams and they fight to the very literal death. Let's have a quick demonstration of that. Now right now this is a mere 6,000 people, give or take. Dwarfs versus orcs. Let's get cinematic. So we're going to talk a bit about the actual specs of this game, but right now, as you can see, it is dwarves holding the line versus orcish infantry with a few trolls to support them. In fact, you can slow it down, you can speed it up. You can have a pause for cinematic like that, but actually, it's not the best of graphics, but you're not meant to be. It's for massive full-scale battles. Now, currently at this stage of the game, there are only 4.5 factions, because the 5th one is kind of just monsters. In fact, you can see them over there. We'll talk about that. The units in the game do not have tactics currently. You can choose what you can do for each and every unit you put down is attack or hold position. The archers at the back are holding position, everything else is attacking. That is it. They can attack or hold position or be on team 1 to 8. God, look at the numbers. There's 4,000 orcs. Look at them all. Dwarfs are really powerful. Now each faction has its own buffs and debuffs. You know, like better health, better attack, stuff like that, of course. So you can actually have really quite epic fights. In the game, currently there are only 3 maps. They're all pretty barren. One has like a cliff they can sort of fight around, so there's no siege battles, there's no crossing a stream, there's no crossing a bridge. It's just massive fights on big open plains. The dwarves were recently added, so the archers, they pull their bows back to the same position the humanoid forms do, and they do this, working as intended. Now there's also another thing you can do. You can press P and take control of any one soldier at any time. So you have basic melee, you have a heavier attack, you can parry an attack and knock them over, you can obviously block, and obviously exit possession. So you can actually at any point get into a third person combat mode. And when the fight's over, that's it. There's no score, you don't really see how many people have died. But this was just a quick demonstration. And this is just the orcs, with more orcs, followed by orcs. Although they are green for some reason. Now, there are 4.5 factions in the game. They are the humans, the dwarfs, the orcs, the undead, and the monsters. Now, apart from the monsters, every single force comes in 5 flavours, exactly the same. So over here, I'll just array them over here. So, we have the swordsmen. They are the basic infantry. They do not carry a shield and don't wear that much armour, apart from apparently the humans. Then, of course, we have the sword and board, the shield men, of which we saw the dwarfs fighting. I do quite like the humanoid. They suddenly get gold armour for some reason. After that, we have the two-handers, which, as you can see, the undead guy has his weapon straight through his own shoulder. He's allowed. Also, if you go back a little bit, as you can see, the graphics take very second place, especially on the dwarf. After the two-handers, you have the pikemen. As you can see, the same 4 things. These are called the King's Guard. They're very fancy. The humans apparently have no face. No face at all hidden within them. You can actually see the back of his helmet. And then, finally, you have the archers, of which the humans go massively green. Very weird. After that, we have the monsters. We have the troll, or the ogre, the demon lord, and the oak tree. The demon lord is really powerful, and I can imagine him eventually getting some kind of copyright thing, because he looks very much like a Balrog. He even has the fiery whip and the fiery sword. So the Balrog may be being removed. Those are the basics of the game. 4 separate factions, 5 different types of soldier, 3 monsters, and massive battles. Now, if you have a high-end computer, you can have 100,000 soldiers fighting at once. But again, they don't do tactics, they don't do strategy, they just straight up either hold the position or attack. Now this is one big block of soldiers here. I'm just going to quickly look at this. So when the soldiers attack or they move, they break into formations. This is 1,000 men. But as you can see, it's already broken up into blocks. You can see that block's moving there, that block's moving there. And this is like a block of like 2,000 orcs also, as you can see, broken into chunks. So every single fight, they move into regiments. And of course, they just charge the enemy. And as you can see, they can tell when the formations are kind of ignoring each other, trying to wait. Archers, of course, picking them off. But you do get very good battle lines. The only time you actually get flanking and overlap is when one of the regiments hits an edge and just go round the side. Otherwise, there is no tactics. However, I'm going to be taking over you. Damn, the enemies are in the way. Let me hit them. Ha-ha! Only as a human, you do a lot more damage because you would know how to actually fight properly. Oh my god. So the ogre has 5,000 health, the tree has 10,000, and the demon lord has 20. We've broken their lines. Trying to take out the weird archers. Ow. Start to target me, but I can't dodge. Oh, here comes the demon lord. So you can stun lock people if you keep hitting them. Like I'm doing here, I've stun locked him. Of course, I'm being picked off by archers. Did I help out the orcs? Who knows? So yeah, that is epic fantasy battle currently. Now let's have something slightly more epic and fantasy. This is 9,000 undead versus 1,000 human swordmen and 400 dwarfs. So getting 55 frames per second. I can do about 25,000 soldiers before it starts breaking up, but let's have a little look in slow motion. Also, the music comes with the game. Look at the numbers in the top. Already 1,500 are dead. And you can't just go cinematic. I'd love to have siege play. I'd love to have some kind of bridge to defend. My gods. 10,000 entities right now are murdering each other. Obviously, I don't like this. I might have some archers. I might have some monsters. The undead are flanking. They're breaking through. The dwarves are holding. The dwarves can do some serious damage. But I think we need some support here, don't you? And suddenly, much more epic. The undead are charging. The human dwarven alliance is holding. Archers from the Western Kingdoms have pulled up without their weird dwarven chests. Wow, the demon lords who pulled the undead are here. Basic infantry backed up by actual troopers pushing in. The moon is high by the looks of it. If the lords get to the front, they will wipe out the infantry they're touching. Can the mortal realm survive? I don't think so. Already we have breakthroughs in the centre. Lots of dwarfs have fallen. The dwarfs are gone. The human lines are holding. But there are gaps. Don't think this is a good day. The numbers suggest it's not a good day at all. Will the lines hold? They should. It appears the humans require a little bit of reinforcements. Let's give it to them. The human lines are the same. They are pushing forwards. I like that small little regiment there. The lines have struck. The demon lords push and the numbers roll in. There are 9,500 undead. Only 2,000 mortals. But there is allies coming in. Of course, they're allies to neither side fighting, but they are on their way. Will they tip the tide? Will the undead menace win? I'd love to bloody know. The human lions could definitely use more troops in the centre. The dwarves are holding as best they can, but when they get that surround when one of the regiments pushes in, then they're in serious trouble. But will the orcish hordes do any better? Or will they too get swept up by the tide? 2,000 heavy infantry. Pushing forwards. Kind of. We're going to assume they fled. Even without me doing that, they would have still lost, because that would have wiped them out. The undead win with 570. Look at the lines. Look at where the actual impacts hit. My god. Let's make it a little bit more epic. There are now 22,000 units on battle. The humans are being reinforced. The front line of 600 soldiers. The orcs have also been reinforced. They are bringing ogres and heavy specialists to the line. The dwarves are having to fight, but there has been a schism in their ranks. Many thousands of undead have poured out, and the clans have not figured out what to do. So a clan which hates the current one has sent 1,000 slayers to the line. 1,000 slayers rushing to the rear of the undead hordes. Can they make a difference? The human line will hold for as long as possible. 2,500 men versus 15,000 undead. So of course you've already guessed by now whether you like the game or not. It is not about fighting the battles yourself, you can get into it guys. It's about watching the battles unfold. It is more a cinematic masterpiece of murder. You can't change the stats of the characters as of now. I think you can mod in other factions and so on. But right now, this is what you get. Full scale warfare you get to watch. 4 factions, 3 monsters, 5 unit types. Looks like the undead have pushed through the humans and... oh wait, no. The humans and the dwarfs are dead. The Slayer horde is pushing through. Oh, they've met a very bad target. Looks like the majority of them are focusing on the Demon Lord to bring down his reign of terror. They aren't succeeding. They are not succeeding at all. The Slayers had carried on pushing the undead, they might have been able to wipe them out. Instead they are being destroyed, the arrows are now picking them off. The humans have decided both factions need to be wiped out. Luckily with... oh! The Central Archer Regiment has been wiped. But with the Orcs pushing, looks like the Orcs will actually win this fight. The Orcs will win this fight with ease. Look at those swords. Oh! The Lord will, of course, go down these numbers. He's going to take a few hundred with him. Maybe more than a few hundred, my gods. That swing is killing like 30 or 40 people at a time. The Lord is down! The Orcs push in. The undead horde has been destroyed, even though it outnumbered the enemy like 6 times to 1. The Slayers are down. The Slayers are down. That means it is time for the humans to be wiped out. They will take another 50, maybe even a couple of hundred with them, but the humans are now dead. Now they are overwhelmed through sheer numbers. On the other flank we still have the humans firing into the melee, of which I don't think much exists left. Yeah, the undead on this side have been destroyed apart from a mere 300 or 400. The ogres didn't even get to be used. So when these undead hit and wipe out this human force, it looks like the Orcs have officially won. So yeah, this is epic fancy battle simulator. I'd like to see a bit more tactics involved. The can attack, charge, maybe even cavalry. I'd love to see cavalry or siege stuff, but that may be in the future. Right now, this is what you get, and it is pretty bloody epic. But there isn't really much of a game to it currently. Unless you like setting up massive sieges like this. Assaults, not sieges. I'd love to see sieges too. But yeah, epic fancy battle simulator. Link, of course, in the description downstairs below. There's not much more to say about it. The music's epic. I feel like there's only one track. The sounds could probably do with a lot more to it because everyone yells the same way. And the animations probably do with being tightened a little bit. But yeah, I like it. I absolutely like it. Anyway, I have been the Fallen Shogun. The green skin hordes, because some of them are green, have completely wiped out the enemy. Completely wiped out the enemy. Numbers show the greens actually outnumber them. So yeah, the Orcs have won. I've been the Fallen Shogun. Take care. Be awesome. Be epic. Be amazing. Don't be one of these guys. And I'll be seeing you next time. Stay safe. Stay awesome.